Hello, everyone. Good evening. You can hear me, just type, I can hear you in the chat box. Put. Hello, can you hear me? You can hear me, just type, I can hear you in the chat box. I will appreciate that. Are we still here? Good evening, everyone. Are we still here? Oh, Tapino, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. While we wait for others, you can just let me just send a reminder out again for the last time before that people are still joining us. Uh, just give me a few minutes, please. Let me just send this reminder out and we kick off. Okay. So let's get started. First and foremost, apologies. There were some little glitches I had to fix. That was why I took. That was the reason for the delay. So apologies on my part for that. Okay. Uh, let's get started. Other people will join us so we don't delay those who are on the call at this point. Okay, other people will just join us. So before we get started, can you just tell me where you're joining from? I would appreciate that. Just tell me where you're joining from. Okay. Where are you joining us from? Let me know, please. If you're on this call, please just let me know where you're from. I will appreciate it. Are you still there? Okay, Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get started. I think other people will just join us on the call. So let me start this way. My name is Shino Solomon. For those who know me, thank you very much. Kevin, thank you. Thank you for joining. Ezekiel, thank you for joining us. For those who don't know me, let me start by introducing. My name is Shino Solomon. Uh, I'm a Nigerian. Okay, and recently I landed two scholarship, Ptdf and Daad scholarship. In 2023, the whole journey started from March 2023. But the main reason why I'm calling this webinar, hosting this, is basically to share my own story and my journey, how I went about this scholarship, and also we can also draw some lessons from there for those who are interested in applying for scholarship. What were those things I did right? And for me, fortunately for me, this is my first attempt at any scholarship. For the two Ptdf, this is my first attempt at those scholarships. And fortunately for me, I got them the first attempt, which was quite laudable. Okay. And that's the reason why I'm calling this share my own story, my journey, what I went through in getting those scholarship, and also draw lessons for those who are interested in getting similar scholarship, either Ptdf or Daad or scholarships. Okay, so let me get started with the whole story. I said in my post, I said I'm not holding anything back. I will be spitting it all out on the score. So I'll be spitting it all out on this score. So it all started, the whole journey all started in March 2020. Uh, just sent a link to my WhatsApp, and that's what the Ptdf application was out. Another thing he did extra was basically sending a voice note and asked me that I should ensure I join. I should click on the link apply, and now give a story of one of our cousin, distant cousin, who also got similar scholarship for his postgraduate studies in France. So on that fateful night, I clicked on the link. When I went through it, the first thing when everything the scholarship was were things I have already, were things I have. They're asking for my degree, class of graduation, minimum of 2-1, uh, transcripts, and a list of things which were just basic thing anyone should have if done first degree. And I had everything. So I said, okay, I think this is not bad. I think this is something I could basically put in for the other people for joining us. So I said, this is basically what I could put in for. Let me just a trial. So I put in. But while I was applying, it occurred to me that okay, yeah, I have a friend also who had won same scholarship for a PhD rather in China, Chema Congo. So I reached out to her and told her, says I'm trying to put in for this scholarship, Ptdf. She went and said, oh, well, it's a great scholarship. I should try it out. It's a great scholarship. So she tried connecting me with some past scholars who did master because she went use the scholarship for PhD. So she tried connecting me with some people who had masters, but unfortunately, she couldn't get through to anyone. But I said there's no problem. So I started. So first, the scholarship has some requirement which you have to fulfill. So then there was a key part of the application process, which is basically your SOP, statement of purpose. So after uploading the old documents and the likes, I think this also starts first with you doing your NIN verification. That's the starting point, NIN verification. Then before you start uploading your credentials, which is your transcripts, your BSc degree, NYC certificate, all of those normal requirements. So I reached out to Chioma when I was done writing my SOP. So I reached out to Chioma that I was done with my SOP, uh, being a past recipient of the scholarship. What's her take on it? And after going through my SOP, we had a Zoom call. After going through my SOP, she said the SOP is great. But something I'm basically missing out in the SOP, which is the concluding part of it. For PTDF scholarship, Petroleum Development, the scholarship has a focus on is developing human capacity for the oil and gas industry. Basically, they are sending Nigerians out outside the country, and the requirement is that those people build capacity which can have impact on the oil and gas industry back at home. So the first requirement is that whatever course you want to study must be a course that must have an impact gas industry. So when she looked through in SOP, one of the things she realized was that I wasn't coming from a civil engineering background. I was unable to tie my background, civil engineering, and what I want to go and study in Germany. I was unable to tie it well so that it would have a significant impact or solve a major problem in the oil and gas industry. I was unable to really juxtapose both my current field of studies, which is civil engineering, the course I was coming here to Germany to study. I couldn't tie it. I couldn't tie the two of them together to solve a major problem in the oil and gas industry. So she noticed that that was the requirement of the scholarship. So the scholarship had a requirement, as an objective rather. I think that's what objective I wasn't fulfilling. It's not just sending people outside the country. No, their main focus basically is training human capital in the oil and gas industry via the overseas scholarship route. So when she said that, and that was very, very important, so I reworked my SP. This time around, one of the things I did was that I had to pick a different entirely to what I picked initially. I picked a different course entirely. So the different course I picked was something in geospatial technology. Just basically it's application of it's a branch of survey. Fortunately for me, on feed, I had done something related to that. I could use total station instrument and the like. So I was using that basically in civil engineering. Now looked at one of the things I now did was I had to do in-depth research and see I have a background in civil engineering and I was practicing civil engineer. So what am I currently doing on field? So I was basically involved in survey on field using geospatial tools and equipment on field as a civil engineer. So that's great. So one of the things I did then was, okay, now that I'm a civil engineer, I'm using these geospatial tools on field. So in what way can that be solving problem in the oil and gas industry? And that puts me on a route of doing research and about the oil and gas industry. So the oil and gas industry has three sectors basically: the upstream exploration itself, so the midstream basically, which is involved in the transportation of the oil, and we have the downstream, which is the one we are most familiar, which is the sales and the marketing of processed oil and the likes. So when I looked at it, I realized that okay, uh, oil and gas, the course I'm going for may have some application in the application will be in the midstream. Okay, midstream, that's great. So what particular problem do I want to solve in the midstream? I think they had to send me out to train. So I looked at that and I realized that one of the major challenges I had, yes, is oil theft. Yes, oil theft. It had been a major issue because of the pipeline vandalism and the likes. And there's a branch of geospatial science which deals with, so looking at oil monitoring and the like. I looked at what are the things that the Nigerian government are doing to solve the situation of oil theft and the likes. And I realized a lot had been going on. So my own take was that can we employ geospatial technology, use of drone equipment like drone for pipeline monitoring, basically. And that was my major area of focus. How do we monitor these pipelines? Okay, oil theft would be reduced. Okay, and eventually also save us a lot of cost. So the next thing for me was to do. Now I really got a direction. Okay, I'm a civil engineer. I'm applying geospatial tools work. Okay, there's a challenge in the oil and gas industry, which is theft, vandalism, which I think some of these geospatial tools and equipment could be able to help solve. So thing for me was that is there a course here that fit directly into that I can go into? Then the next thing was for me to search for schools in Germany and eventually got a school that had geospatial technology as a course of study, which was great. So I like, okay, I think I could blend all of this together. Field experience. I'm applying geospatial tools at field. I know that these tools have capacity to solve a problem in the oil and gas industry. And when I'm sent abroad, I'm taking an advanced part of this course in social institution overseas, and that would enable me to become a solution, provide solutions to some of these challenges that the oil and gas is having at the midstream. So I worked my SOP in that direction. I sent it over to her. As she said, I think this makes so much sense now that you are able to link everything. So I submitted. When I submitted, I think after a few months, I think around June, for me around June, I got an email from Ptdf that congratulations, I have been shortlisted for an interview. Okay, and my interview was in Ptdf Tower Abuja, so I had to go to Abuja for the interview. So interview day came and I did the interview. And one of the things I employed during the interview, but prior to the interview, I think I need to bring that in. Prior to the interview, a friend of mine, Golda Jumbo, introduced me to a particular group, just a group of people who had once PTD. No, some of the people in the group basically are past beneficiary of the same PTDF scholarship. So they organized a group where people could come together, talked about, we could come together and guide those of us who were just going who had been listed for the interview, how to answer the interview questions and the whole of those things basically providing guidance for us. So I joined the group. It was from that group that I learned something that was quite vital, which was very helpful. It's the use of data and statistics to prove a problem. I didn't know that initially. So what I did was that from that group, there was a model we were put on how you could use statistics and data to project a problem. So there is oil theft in Nigeria, the federal government is losing money, or vandalism, and so on and so forth. To quantify what percentage of it Nigeria losing, what is an organization like OPEC saying about it, what is like such data, and from that group I realized that when you put out such data, you try to aggravate the issue or make the issue big, that people can really say, oh, I think this is really a serious issue. But when you just talk, say theft, uh, oil thefts, pipeline vandalism, there's no value to it. So people don't really know how big the situation is, okay, or how serious the matter is. But when you say maybe Nigeria loses like 40% of its IGR, sorry, 40% of Nigeria GDP lost every year. I'm just making that up. I'm not too sure. 40% of Nigeria's GDP is lost every year, fight vandalism and so on and so forth. We can't meet OPEC quota yearly, because for vandalism, there are data and statistics, and you could quote organizations, you could use their data. That makes this problem serious and visible. People could say, "Oh, okay, this is really something big that we have to attend to." Okay, so it was from that group I was to learn that how to put data into your presentation. So what I now did again was that, okay, now that I had that, and there was also a model of presentations, I thought when I learned that, I said, okay, that's absolutely good. So I reworked my SOP. I submitted the SOP initially, but from the group we were told you could really rework on your SOP. Since you have qualified already, you could rework on your SOP. And get to the interviewer, when you get to the panel, you could give them a new SOP and say, I'll be making a presentation from this review SOP. There's no problem about it. They will accept it. So I went back, infused the whole of those, did more in-depth research about the oil and industry, got data from OPEC, National Assembly Committee on, I think, oil and gas or something. Also, there's also like a body, that is involved in, I think, midstream or pipeline management. I can't get their name right at this point. So there's a so they have also done a whole lot of research on this. So what I did was that, and there are also a lot of newspaper publications on this. All I had to do was go back to Google, research the whole of those. I could have enough data to work with. So when I had the whole of those data, what I did was that I wrote again on my SOP. At this point, I infused the data into it, so that when I'm making presentation, I'm speaking data, statistics. I'm just thinking in my head. I'm quoting, organizations. I'm quoting bodies who have done great work in this regard. Okay, so and I did that. So when I got to the interview, I gave them the SOP, the new SOP that I've worked on, because at that point there is nothing. They already have your. They just want you. Okay, one thing they want us to also do was to bring our original copy of everything loaded on their platform that qualified us for the interview. Has to bring the original copy along, which I did basically. So I already had into up to them. Okay, brought the original copy along rather. So you present, the first thing I interview is that you present your original copy. They will go through the original copy. Then when they are done, I think they have a grade. They will grade every of your credentials. Are you member? Are you member of a body? They even start your grading from your SSE. Yes, SSC is graded, your first degree graded, have you done your NYSC? They grade all of those things. Then afterwards, they said, okay, you have the floor now. So tell us like the SOP, okay? Why this course, Germany, and so on. So I started, because I've done a whole lot of research. Another thing I really enjoyed that day was storytelling. That was something I just came to me a night before the interview, because I traveled by road to Abuja. When we're going, I realized that every one of us our phone and just went to map and to check the journey. In the past, you can't even check anything, and you don't even know where you are at any point. So we just bringing out our phone. It was just easy for us to just check. Okay, we are now at Ore. We are at a particular point. We could monitor the journey alongside the driver. So when I got there on that interview day, that was what I started with. I opened the interview when I was talk. I said, okay, I just arrived in Abuja yesterday from Lagos, and I traveled by road. One of the things I noticed was that everybody who were in the vehicle, different brought out their phone, and what I noticed was they were all going to Google Map to check the distance we have covered and the journey, and why they are long, they could give specific locations where they were along the journey. Okay, and that is one application of Geospatial technology. Although Geospatial technology is not limited to only transportation, it also has significant impact and role to play in the oil and gas industry, especially in pipeline monitoring. So that was my introduction. So I took an experience I had, brought it in. So after I said that, then I started the statistics. So now I've told them about the application of that technology beyond transportation, that it has a lot of tremendous application also in the oil and gas industry. Okay, especially in the area of pipeline, especially of curbing oil theft and pipeline vandalism. So I now went into the research. Like, according to OPEC, Nigeria loses also quota of Nigeria had not been able to meet OPEC requirement, okay, for so number of years. Okay, I talked about the committee, the research, the committee on, I think, committee on oil and gas, the research they have done, the findings they have done, and the like. So I had the whole of this statistics and research to play with. So what I did at that introductory level was that I shared an experience. Then I played around with statistics and informations that I have, quoting reputable organizations, just to aggravate the problem. Then from there, I moved on to what I am currently doing. That I'm a civil engineer who had been practicing, and I've applied this technology time, and this is what I've been able to do. I believe if I'm given the opportunity to go for further training to oversee as an institution which is known as a reputable institution in that field, I will be able to make significant contribution to the oil and gas industry by applying this technology I'm going out to learn. Okay, so money, and someone they asked Jordan asked, "Is there any for him?" I think he's spoken so well. So one of them even jokingly said, if you leave this young man to keep talking, he will just keep talking. he will just keep, he will have a lot to say. So we all just laughed about it, and I think they said, okay, that's fine. Uh, Best of luck. So then I had to take my leave. So coming back after so many months, from June till around September, everywhere was silent. Nothing from that from them. Then September 2023, I got a mail, and the mail said, "Congratulations, qualified for you have been awarded the scholarship and so on." Like, wow, it was quite exciting for me. It was quite exciting for me, and that was how the entire journey. But while I was applying for PTDF, I never knew that PTDF body also have an affiliation with DAD. DAD is a German scholarship body, a very big one, a very big, one of the biggest scholarship body uh, in the world. Okay. So over the years, PTDF had a collaboration, which is a scholarship that is not in the collaboration. It's not public because it can only you can only apply to that DD scholarship after you have won PTDF. So you can that okay, first let me make this clarification so that we understand. PTDF has, sorry, DAD has a whole lot of different scholarship. Okay. The Daad EQA scholarship, the leadership scholarship. Okay, the different categories of scholarship. The one I mean through that was the one they have a collaboration and partnership at PTDF. So you can't come on that if you have not won a PTDF scholarship. So that's so the first requirement for you to come via the route I came to first and foremost have PTDF scholarship. Excuse me, please. Let me take some. Are you still following me? Are you still there? Still there? Let me know if I've not been talking to myself. Are we still there? Let me get our yes so I will know people are listening to me. Oh, am I the only one who have been talking to myself? Are we still there? Can I get our yes? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. So thank you very much. Thank you. So that was the journey for me. So it was after that I realized there was another scholarship. Started with another competition. So you winning PTDF does not guarantee you are going to win that. Yes. So it was a different ball game. It was a different competition entirely that will start the entire process all over. The only difference between this that was that there was no need for interview. So we had to submit our documents from the beginning again. Everything had to be uploaded on the portal from the start again. Okay. We started the entire process from the beginning. And this time around, we have to write SOP again. So what I did this time around, I said, okay, I think I understand how this SOP works now. For that, for the that application, it doesn't necessarily have to be you solving a problem in the oil and gas industry. If you want to go through that route, it's fine. And if you don't want to go through that route, it's absolutely fine also. So after writing my SOP this time around, I realized okay, it's another big one. Okay. I did something again. I reached out to two of my friends. Uh, First, I reached out to Adeseko, Israel. He was doctoral program in Australia then. And another senior of mine, and also a very wonderful friend, Vignon, Danso Vignon. He was also a doctoral student in Florida State University. Yeah, I think Florida International University. Yeah, Florida, FIU, Florida International University. I wrote the SOP, then I sent it to them and I did something because they are really my friend and I want them to be quite sincere with you. Sometimes when you have friends that just give you, just argue with that, you good, you know, Baba. So I begged them and I said, please, guys, you know, Baba. So I begged them and I said, please, guys, remove this, you know, Baba from this discussion back with a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, they really dealt with us with the a lot of insight, approach, and the like. And what I did was I took both of them insights and had to add it to work the SOP, added everything they pointed out, every of the loose end which I'm not tightening up well. They did the all of those contributions, and I said, okay, I think that's fantastic. So I wrote the SOP again. Every of their contributions, I have to put it all in. And for me, it was good to go. So and I started that again. So that was around September. Then it's moment of silence again. Everywhere was silent, hearing anything from that. It became clear points whereby when they responded. They responded to people who were denying. What we started hearing was that I've checked and DAD like denied, okay, rejected, denied. The first thing is scary. You will just be in the group, and the next thing we hear is that I just got a mail from them. I just checked my now, and I've been rejected. My offer had been rejected. Unfortunately, we couldn't grant you the scholarship, and so like wow. So we waited. Those of us, we didn't get anything from them. It wasn't like you selected or anything. Everything was just silent. Just be in the group, and after a few weeks or months, you just hear somebody who just said they have been rejected. So it became scary, you know. So I said, okay, there's no problem. Let's just hope for the best. Okay, so which I eventually did. So after many months, okay, from September till around January, actually got a mail from DED that had been selected for the DED scholarship, and that was it. So quite interesting. So they eventually responded, congratulations, you have been selected for the scholarship. And what basically happens to you is that when you get a DAD scholarship, you move you move from PTDF to DAD. So, and these are the benefits. You being a DAD scholarship have its own tons of benefits for you. The first thing is that you are attended to first at the German embassy. Basically, in interview, German embassy, when you're scheduled for your visa interview, you come to there are two categories, category A and category B. Immediately you come to category A now because a part of your study is funded by German government, that gives you that priority. Second thing is that you are also entitled to 4 months language course. So even before you start your study, DAD puts you in a language school in Germany, and you have to start your course. So for me, despite the fact that my course is starting this winter, I have to come to Germany earlier so I can participate in the 4 month language school. And that also is that DAD a very big being a very big scholarship body, it also opens you to tons of network of people across the world who are also beneficiary of DAD as scholarship. It's a very big scholarship body. Yeah, it's a very big scholarship body. So, and it becomes for somebody like me, I get like my stipends come from D, and there's also some requirements. Also, there are also some other benefits that I also get from PTDF. My flight into the country was paid up by PTDF. Okay, so it was paid by PTDF. There are also some benefit that I will still get from PTDF, and they are like we are getting, and there are also things, a lot of stuff, benefit also that I will get from that. Okay, so and that's how the two scholarship goes. You having given priority, yes, you being prioritized the German embassy or consulate that comes with it also, and the like their federal government became sort of if you say that, and that's it. So that was how the whole journey went. So at this point, I want to draw some valuable lesson, and that's what I want to do. So I want to draw some valuable lessons from my journey. First, information. So information played a very critical role because as at the time when my brother Johnson sent the link to me to apply, I was not seeking scholarship. It wasn't something I was looking for at all. I wasn't looking for scholarship. Okay, so it means that if I had not been, if he has not seen the information, I would have even possibly come across it or even paid attention to it. Okay, I applied, and the rest is history. So first and foremost, information played a very role in that. Number two, people who had won the scholarship in the past were there to guide me through the process. Imagine if my friend Chioma didn't have that input at that beginning, who had been a past scholar herself and have said, this is good. You are not writing an SOP that is meeting the objective of this scholarship. an objective. They are not just sending people overseas to for training. There's an objective. So your SOP has to you have to find SOP to meet the objective of the organization which is sending you abroad. Imagine I've not had such significant inputs at the point of applying for the scholarship. Possibly, that's even possibly, I wouldn't have made it for the interview. Yeah, I would have, and I hear you, okay, you are good, but whatever you're doing is not in line with the objective that we have for sending people abroad to study. I would have missed out of that. Okay, people had gone ahead of me who could guide me right. Number three, another thing, and that also played a major role when I was applying for DAD. Like I told you, that I had to reach out to two of my friends in two different countries and ask them to help critique my work, my SOP, which they did. Number three, also training. Now, if I've not attended that, if my friend Golda had not added me or introduced me to that Ptdf group where we were trained on how to use data in writing SOP, or how to use data in presentation to aggravate the problem and let them really say that this is a very serious problem that needs our attention. I would not even be able to make a very good presentation at the interview. Okay, so I be like joining that community and getting that training added a whole lot of value to me, which I was able to use in my presentation. Okay, so which I was able to use in my presentation. So such community of people really helped me a lot, and from them I was able to learn what I didn't know before, even in making presentations. All right, so very very important community of people, information, past scholars who have gone ahead of me, who could guide me through the entire process, community of other people who could train, or who I got training from, also played a very major role in everything I've gotten. Another thing which I've not talked about for DAD, for when we're applying for DAD, another thing came in, which was another requirement, which PTDF was not asking, and it was recommendation letters. Yes. So these big scholarship bodies, international scholarship bodies, in most of their requirements, are asking for something called recommendation letter. And for this recommendation letter, you have to get it from you have to get those recommendation letter basically from your past lecturers. Yes, from past lecturers. For me, I've been fortunate to have very fantastic lecturer. Dr. Ajagbe and Dr. Akintayo. Okay, Dr. Akintayo was my undergraduate project supervisor, while Dr. Ajagbe was he was the undergraduate coordinator of my set. So also my lecturer. So both of them are actually my lecturer. And one of the vital lessons I learned from this is that for most of us, after graduating from school, we don't keep in touch, or why even we're in school, most of our lecturers don't really know us, know what we are doing, or know anything about us. We just want to graduate and just leave school and think there's no need for these people any longer in our life. But the truth is that is not actually true. When you start applying for scholarship, this scholarship body will oftentimes send you back to your school to go and get a recommendation letter. Yes, to go and get a recommendation letter. And for me, she supervised my undergraduate project, so she could say a whole lot of things about me. Dr. Ajagwe, aside from teaching me, being my lecturer, I'd also, during my days in school, I worked on a project, it's more like a compendium research work of my set, and I was a chief editor of that program, while Engineer Jagbe was the coordinator. Okay, I was the chief editor, and I had like other team member who worked with me. So he was the one coordinating the entire process. So he could also say a whole lot about me. So for those people to approach them and get recommendation letter was easy. There were people who knew me while I was in school, knew what I did, what I worked on, who could really like speak well about me. Okay, and their input also was very valuable because that was a vital document also in the whole scholarship application process. So, and there was another one again, which was getting an SOP from my company. Okay, that was another one entirely. Okay, there's academic SOP and there's non-academic, which is you're getting it from your work, either your boss, your HR, or anybody at your work can really write that for you. So that I also got that also from my HR, who I've worked with for a number of years, who could write something about me and knows me. Okay, so that also taught me, don't, either you are in school or at work, put your best foot forward for this type of opportunity, because a moment or time will come where you would need people to speak on your behalf, either your past lecturers who have taught you, or colleagues, not colleagues basically, or your senior colleagues rather, maybe your HR, your CEO, your CTO, or someone, a senior colleague at work, who would be able to write a recommendation letter for you. Those documents also played a very key part in my submission. Yes, if those people have seen anything that was negative or not good about me, there's possibility I wouldn't have been considered for the scholarship. Yes, because like people who knew him are not even speaking well about him. Then do you think this is a good candidate for this opportunity? That also played a very, very vital role, which I would love to bring up. Okay, and that was the old lessons for me. Putting your, like, wherever positions you are, either you are working or you are in school, don't just live for the moment, because some opportunity will present itself to you that will require that you have to go back to those people, maybe places you have worked before, or maybe places you have worked before, or your alma mater, to get some document or recommendations letter from them. And I learned a valuable lesson from that experience also. So that was the journey for me, and those were the lessons that I was able to draw out from it. But there's also a part that I would not downplay, yeah, which I will not downplay, and which is also the role of prayer. Yeah, in the whole of this process, I prayed sincerely. I prayed. My wife and myself, we prayed about this, because I'm a Christian, so I also believe in God's help and God's favor in the whole of this journey. So I would not be able to take the entire credit. God's hand was also involved in it, like people helping you and opportunities and the likes. Okay, so I won't downplay that aspect of this entire journey. I prayed. Okay, I prayed. So, and that was the entire journey for me. And those were the lessons I could draw out from it. So I want to take the next few minutes, and see if we have any questions or clarifications. Then afterwards, there's something I put in place. There's a project I'm working on, uh, which I would unveil or talk about afterwards. But at this point, can I get questions? Do we have some areas you want me to clarify? Is there anything in particular you would want to ask me at this point? So in the next couple of minutes, let's just have that via text. Then I will attend to them one after the other. Okay. So over to you guys. Thank you so much for staying with me. Any question in particular that you would want to ask? So you could ask any question in particular. I'm ready to take questions now. Are we still here? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Adebanjo Oluwaseun, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Questions before we move on. Questions. Anything in particular you want to ask? Maybe something I omitted or something I did that you would want to, okay, why did I do that? And so on. So is there anything in particular? I'm waiting for, this is our time to ask questions. I've been the one doing all the talking since. Uh, no questions. Okay. All right. So I want to ask that. Okay. Can anybody from any field or course of study apply for this scholarship? Yeah, those are the questions I'm looking for. Okay. So for PCDF, let's just take, I won't talk about scholarship in general. Thank you for being so generous. Okay. You're welcome. So let me take this. Uh, PCDFers is first and foremost, look at the oil and gas industry. It is more of a STEM related space: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Look at the oil and gas industry. From the downstream, you are looking at exploration, geologists, geophysics coming in and doing the whole of this exploration thing. Then you look at the midstream, which is the transportation of this fuel to refining. Then at the other end of it is the downstream, which is basically the business part of the oil and gas industry. Yes. So when you have an understanding of how the oil and gas industry work, the most important thing I tell people is that first find where you fit in. Because, for example, imagine somebody who did accounting and wants to solve a problem, a problem in the downstream. Sorry, a problem in the upstream. There is no accountant in the upstream. This is place for engineers, geologists, geophysics. That's their terrain. So an accountant can also win a can also win a PTDF scholarship, but you will focus your attention on the downstream: sales, logistics, supply chain management, and the like. So those are the areas where you will focus your attention on. So to answer your question, the first thing for you to look at is to understand what they want is this. What PTDF wants is this: do you have a background, and are you going to study a course that could help solve a particular problem in the oil and gas industry? If you can answer that question rightly, you are good to go. That's the most important thing you have to answer. Like, that's the first thing you have to ask yourself. Like, what course have you studied? What course are you going for? And can you blend both together to solve a particular problem or provide a solution or make an impact in the oil and gas industry? I've seen people from economics, accounting, who have won PTDF scholarship. So it is not only an engineering affair. Okay. It's not only, in most instances, when people hear oil and gas industry, what comes to mind is that, okay, this should be more of science related, engineering field. No, people from other field also are winning PTDF scholarships. So it is management. A lot of people are winning PTDF, but the most important thing is your ability to tie what you have studied and the course you want to go and study abroad, to be able to tie it together to solve a major problem in the oil and gas industry. Okay, if you're able to do that, then you are a candidate. Okay, so another thing you can also do is that when the application comes out, read through their requirements. Okay, you have a whole lot of details, who they are looking for, level of degree, type of degree, and so on. You'll get the whole of those. But another thing I think is that they don't sponsor MBA. Yeah, they don't sponsor MBA. They don't sponsor MBA. That's another thing you have to take note of. So if you are going for MBA, they don't sponsor MBA. They don't sponsor medicine also. They don't sponsor medicine. People who are coming from medical background, they don't sponsor them. Okay, so they don't sponsor that also, which I'm sure of. But we would always confirm this requirement anytime there's new application. Okay, I hope that answers your question. So let me go to the next question. Uh, okay, thank you for the insights. Sir. What's your advice on repeating application to a particular scholarship? Say one has been getting rejections upon rejections. Yeah, okay. I don't think there's a rule behind that. That okay, when an application has rejected, when a scholarship has rejected you, then you stop. Let me give you a very sweet story. I have a friend here currently, okay, who is doing his PhD here. We are in the same school. He's also surprisingly, we met in Germany. He's my secondary school mate. Yeah, we all finished, both of us from the same secondary school. He got the PTDF scholarship on his third trial. Can you see? On his third trial. Yeah, we met here. We met here in Germany. He's currently doing his PhD. Okay, he got it on third trial. So what I'm trying to say is that you having rejection, particularly on what's it called, on his scholarship, doesn't mean you have to give up. So I've spoken with him before. Maybe one of these days, I'll organize a session whereby he also comes to share his story, his experiences. For me, I didn't have to battle with that rejection upon rejection upon rejection. So mine was more like an easy one. First time attempt, have it Ptdf. First time attempt on that, also having it on first time trial, and had both scholarship on first attempt, which is a different story from someone who has attempted it several times. So, but one of the we've had opportunity of talking. Another thing he told me was that throughout those processes he learned. He knew after his first application it didn't work out. The next thing you have to go back to the drawing board was, what did I get wrong? What am I not getting right? Okay, did I maybe I just said, let me just do this on my own. It's not scholarship. Let me just apply. Let me just apply. There's no problem. Let me just apply. Like I can do it on my own. Okay, maybe after that first time, like these people hit me hard. On second attempts, he learned some lessons from. He knew, okay, I got it wrong at this point, and he did his second attempt again. He didn't get it. There are also lessons he learned from that. Also, first and second. By the time he was coming from his third attempt, he told me, he said he knew at that third attempt that he has really come to learn a whole lot of stuff from the mistakes and things he did wrong in the first and second attempt that really paved way for him in the third attempt. Okay, like he has learned the lessons. Okay, I got this wrong, I got it wrong, I got this wrong, I got this wrong. So what he did was that he went back to his drawing board. On his third attempts, he could leverage on those experiences he got from the first and the second attempt to put forward a very solid application in his third attempt, and he got it. Currently doing his PhD here. We are in the same school. Okay, yeah. So when you have a scholarship that gives you that rejection, what it means, some people have even had 4 times, 5 times before. Same scholarship body that was rejecting them eventually accepted them at the end of the day. So possibly you are missing some things or not getting some things right. Okay. Maybe you are basically focusing only on yourself, not getting help. Yeah, that's something about some of us also. We want to figure it all on our own. For me today, this why I'm the sole beneficiary of this scholarship, I would say what really gave me this push were help I had all along the way. So it wasn't really about me. I had help from the beginning till the end, and I've mentioned even names of people who came to my head whose expertise, experience, who I could leverage on to move faster than I would have gone all on my own. Imagine the instance I gave of my friend Choma coming at that point and telling me, you are not really paying attention to something that is crucial, which is the objective of the scholarship. Imagine I've just submitted the scholarship. I just submitted my application, like I can figure it, I understand. And I would have missed out that vital part of that SOP, and I would have denied. I wouldn't have been given an opportunity to come for the interview in the first place. Okay. So that's what you need to do. Okay. Another thing you should also do is that, and that thing I also advise you to do is that don't apply to only one scholarship. Yes, when it comes to matter of scholarship, you should also expand your tentacles. Okay, yeah, there are tons of scholarships that open every year. Tons of scholarship opens every year. So put the whole of your question. Let me go to the next person. Let me see. Can anybody from any field? I think I've done justice to that. What's your advice on repeating? I think I did that already. Okay, I answered that. So can I get more questions so I could any area where you need clarity, so I could provide the necessary clarity to you at this point. And that's one of the reasons why I love live sessions. It gives opportunity of instant feedback. If I've just decided to just put a camera on myself and record this video, I may not be able to address every of this matter in one video. But live sessions like this give opportunity of me getting your questions and giving you answers immediately. Okay, like an immediate feedback, which is for me, I think I prefer that much more. Okay, but also it's another thing. Okay, so can I get one or two other questions? Then we move on. Is that all? Is there any other person have any questions? Any other question? Any other question? Okay, are we still together? Let me get your yes if you are still together. Are we still together? Hello, my people. Are we still together? Wow, everywhere is silent. Are we still together? Please let me know. Are we still together? I want to. So when I got this scholarship from the beginning, knowing where I'm coming from as a person, do you have a platform where we can have access and information on the two scholarships you mentioned and many more? Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that point. We'll get to that point. So when I got the scholarship, I just realized for me, I had help all the way. Community I belong to helped me. Friends who I could count on, like across the world, who I could count on and say, okay, kindly let me critique this work. Friends who I could call, who are also past winners of scholarship, who I could call. So since then, for me, it has been more people need to get this because the truth is that overseas schooling abroad for those who have such aspirations, it's not cheap. Yeah, schooling abroad is not cheap, especially for people like us who are coming from Nigeria. We know how much €1 or $1 is to naira. We know how much these schools are charging. Even in a place like Germany, where school is free, tuition free, but the embassy requires to have, I think, almost 11,000 plus in a blocked account. If you convert €11,000 today, we should please, can somebody help me do that conversion onto the €11,000? How much is that? Can somebody help me let's just use today's rate. €11,000. How much is that? Somebody should help me do that calculation now, please. Okay. Okay, why somebody's helping me do that calculation? So €11,000, how much is that? Let me take this question. You didn't mention if you had applied for your study for scholarship, or did you apply concurrently? Okay, so for the scholarship, basically, for DAD, there was no need applying to school at the onset. No, there was no point. All you needed was that you will get the scholarship. So for me, when I got, after getting Ptdf, I got that. It was after I've gotten that I started my application. And for school here, they have a very fantastic system whereby, in Nigeria, we have admission once in a year. For them, it's twice in a year. There's summer semester, and there's also winter semester. So around April, starting from around April, school resumes. Like they have new intake. Also in the same year, October, there's also new intake. So there's always two admission cycle per year, winter session, and thank you very much, winter intake and summer intake every year. So if you don't get winter, you will get summer. Okay, so getting admission before this was not necessary. So after the scholarship, then we're given time to now go and search for admission, the course you want to take. Then you apply. Now that is when it all starts again. Then you have to apply to the school. Okay, that's another ball game entirely. The school have their own requirements. You apply to the school, they grade your credentials, all of those things, and you eventually meet their. For me, getting admission wasn't really difficult. Absolutely, just submit your credentials. They grade it. They grade your credentials into German system. Okay, and every of those courses have their different requirements. But you get the whole of those details from those school website when you start searching for school. So getting school, it's not a problem. The major thing here is the funding. Okay, the major thing here is the funding. So that is it. So you don't need, for this scholarship, you don't need admission first. Get the scholarship, then you have enough time. You have either summer circle applications to get admission, so it's not a problem at all. Okay, yeah, I think somebody had. I think I was getting it. Okay, somebody had done from that's 19 million. Let's be sincere with ourselves. How many of us here on this call have 19 million naira, 19, 20 million to lock up somewhere for like 2 years? You will lock it up. That is it. You open a bank account, you put that money inside, and they will be releasing monthly, they will be releasing it to you bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. And you have to put that entire money in that account. So how many of us has parents who could pull such from their savings or from wherever, put it in our account for us to send us over here? Very few. Me, I don't have parents or uncles, or not even me myself, have such amount of money to set aside for overseas study. So for people like me and a lot of people who are on this call, our bailout to study abroad is scholarship. Yeah. Sincerely, for many of us on this call, our bailout, because we don't have any rich uncle, rich auntie, rich parents, or even our own work cannot really amount to something like it. It's quite much for us. How much is our salary? So for me, the only way of escape for those of us here and study and the likes, the scholarship just eases everything for you. For me now, I could decide not to work if I don't want to work. Although I could work, I have like 20 hours per just 20 hours per week or thereabout if I want to work. But even if I don't do any work, scholarship basically takes care of yeah, from the house I'm going to stay, my like it is just basically somebody sending, because at the end of every year you're also submitting a report how you are faring academically, and that's what determines the next payment. So basically, somebody's taking care of everything. Then why won't you go jack the jack now? At least they've taken the burden of they've taken financial burden off you. So the responsibility of reading and studying, it's on you. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so because of that, I realized that more people just need to get scholarship as one of the ways of getting here. And surprisingly, for some of you, you already have the whole of this requirement for this scholarship, just like me. Yeah, I had everything already, but I wasn't searching or looking for scholarship. But I had everything. My transcript, I had everything, had a passport, had everything that was needed to apply for any scholarship. I was facing my civil engineering work and doing my constructions. I wasn't even looking anywhere at all for something at that moment in my life. Okay, so I wasn't searching for it, but I had everything. So, and I know many of us also have everything that it takes to win a scholarship. But there could be basically be two things. Number one, we may not be searching for scholarship, or some of us have the opinion that maybe scholarship is for some people. Like, I can't win scholarship. Uh, no, no, no. Ptdf, Nigeria, we mago mago. They know the people they want. Me, I did not know anybody. And I know a whole lot of people did not know anybody and got this scholarship. My parents are not connected. None of my family is even working in the oil and gas industry. Yes, I don't have any connected uncle or connected parent or anybody somewhere that I could say, okay, it's one House of Assembly member or one governor, somebody that lobbied for me and slotted me into the list or something. Nobody slotted me anywhere. Okay, so this thing came on merit for me and a whole lot of people that I know. Okay, so that fear of I may not get it. Maybe they have people they want to put there and apply to this scholarship. Please do. And if you even talk about Nigeria, what about other international scholarship like DAD, Erasmus, and the likes? It is not a Nigeria affair. It is you even competing against people from other part of the world, and there are scholarships like that, like a whole lot of scholarships that way. Okay, so that could be the fear of maybe that could be the fear for some people. They have the credentials, they have all the requirements to apply for scholarship, but they are not applying. Why? Some have the information, some have the information, but there's this fear like they already have an idea of people they already pre-selected people for this. There's no even point trying at all. Okay, that could also be the fear of some people. So I realized that I've had opportunity of talking with people, and I think that's some people's fair. So I had that. I had these people who had known me for, I think, a couple of people had known me for years, and they really know that when it comes to human capital development, it's actually the area that I've done a whole lot of stuff in. Personally, in collaboration with friends and the likes. Recently, I saw the banner, the poster of a what's it called, of a boot camp, digital boot camp, and career clarity sessions that I did with the likes of Kevin. He's actually on this call too, who done in 2020, where we're training young people on how to learn digital skills, and also help them also get some career clarity. And like Kevin is here, was one of our speakers at that event like 4 years ago. Okay, I only had this passion of doing this. So when I got this scholarship also, it occurred to me that I had to help more people get this scholarship. Yes, like there's no any other way for us. We are brilliant people. We can also compete on vast scale and win this scholarship. And surprisingly, year in, year out, a lot of Nigerians are winning this scholarship. We just need to be more strategic, know how to do, know how to apply, get all the necessary help, training resources that we need to apply to this scholarship. I believe me, many of you can get scholarship. Yes, many of you scholarship. So when I got that, I said, okay, what I would basically do is set up I have this brilliant idea of setting up an academy. And the concept of the academy basically it's a school, and there are camps and cohorts where people come in and are trained. So we get training on everything. Kevin is from the tech space. Okay, we is always tech boot camp where people go and learn a particular skill, so people want to get jobs together and so on and so forth. So for me also, people can also be trained to win scholarship. That you could get all the training, resources, mentorship that you need for a particular cohort or training period to win scholarship. We can win scholarship to have access to the right people, the right information, the right resources, and the right training. You can win a scholarship. It is not something for some selected. No, no. You can also win a scholarship. So when I got that, that was the big dream for me. Like, I wish we could have something like this. So I'm able to reach out to some of my friends and scholars in some other part of the world and share the vision with them, and something they love and they are buying into. But it is still at the ground level now. But for I person we can help now, let's help the one person, let that one person go. Then from we being able to help one, we can help two, help three, help four, help 10, and we just keep building it that way. And we just realize that okay, we have more people who will be able to get scholarship, going through some of these projects and training and initiatives that would bring up later. So on on the basis of that, we are starting a community. Somebody asked about the community. Yes, we are kicking off a community. In the past, I've been part of some of my friends' community who've been able to train people on their own platforms. Like since from when I won the scholarship team, now I belong to community where I had champion accountability sessions, train people on Daad EPUS scholarship, train people on Erasmus scholarship, and some other scholarships also, like train people on those scholarships, basically done that for people. So but now this is my own platform where I'm putting every resources and everything in place on this, okay, and to get people on board and see how we could work together, provide resources, help for people to be able to win scholarship. Nothing would delight me so much in a couple of years time, even next year, that some of you could win scholarship. Yes, some of you could win scholarship. Imagine how delighted I would be in next year or a few years from now. I could someone from this call could say, I'm also in the US, I'm also in Japan, I'm also in so country. I've won a scholarship because there are scholarship to every part of the world. And these scholarships, or I've even won a scholarship to Germany. it will be a thing of so much great delight for me. And today I'm unveiling that uh, community, and I'll be sharing the link of the community soon. And I'll employ you to join the community. Share. One thing also about scholarship matter is that you have to share. It is not a competition. Scholarship is one so much with a lot of collaborations. Okay, that's one lesson I've also learned. It is learned with so much collaboration. So don't get this information and just keep it to yourself. Share this resource at the end of this video. Share this video with people in your network, mentees, people you know, people in your church, and so on. Just share these resources with them so that we could all come together, collaborate, share idea, initiative, and help ourselves. Yes, because we are basically in the same shoe. If anybody here would not be able to cough out almost 20 million naira to put in a blocked account. So if you be coming to Germany, then the only way out that I see, and for most countries, the only way I see for us to be able to access education in those countries basically is via scholarship. So if it is true scholarship, then we have to take scholarships extremely serious. So it is not something we are just going to handle with levity, like no, 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 because we know that is the only bailout we have. But if you have one rich uncle somewhere that you could put a call across there and say, sir, we need 20 million, and he will just, okay, send me the account number, so I put it. Then scholarship is not your thing. Don't worry. Your uncle will take care of you. But if you have one rich parent or rich auntie somewhere, and you have an aspiration of studying overseas, for me, I don't think there's any other way for us than winning scholarship. And because we are brilliant people, we can win scholarship. Scholarship is not something outside of our reach. No, you can win scholarship. If I can do it, then you can also do it and win scholarship also. And that is my next goal and desire, to see that to see that God helping me and trying to pull together resources, network of scholars that I have. We are able to give back to as many as possible people, okay, who could share their story, their experiences, resources, who could get mentorship from, who could help us, who could get mentorship and a lot of things for, that would help many of us eventually get scholarship. Let me burst your bubble. Do you know that even if you have an HND, you could land a scholarship directly to PhD? How many of us are aware of that in this group? Let me know. How many of us know about that package? If you know about it, just say, yes, I do. How many of us have heard about that before or know about that? I want to know. Anybody on this call who know that with your HND, you can go directly and study on a scholarship directly to PhD, not needing a PG, what's it called, postgraduate diploma, PGD, or needing to go for your BSc, top up your BSc, or even go for your master's. Anybody on this call who is aware that there is such? Anybody? If you are not aware, just put no. If you are not aware, let me be sure. If you are not aware, put no. If you are aware, put yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Kevin has said about it. Any other person who have heard about it? If you have not heard about it, just put no. Let me be sure if all on this call. Are we still together? Okay. Sembo has said about it. Okay, that's fine. So somebody has said about it, but a whole lot of people don't know about this. A whole lot of people don't know about it. That such exists. No, no, no. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't know about it. Surprisingly, even you can use your BSc directly and not having to do a master's and get into PhD. Yeah, you can take your BSc, your first degree, and directly go to PhD. But these are information we didn't know, and people are getting this type of scholarship year in, year out, are getting this funding year in, year out. And most of us are not aware. Why? Because we don't belong to a community where such informations are available, or we don't even have such people in our network who could feed us with such information. Okay, so and that's why network is very, very important. Community is very, very important when it comes to the matter of scholarship. Okay, so and that is it from. So that is a big idea, and I would drop the link. I'll drop the link now. On that, one of the things also we did on that on the community is that It's a divided house. We have three focus group, which is you will just pick your focus group. We have those who will be moving from SSE, high school, to college. There are scholarships for them that they can explore. We also have provided category for people who wants to move directly from HND, not doing top up, not doing anything, and moving directly to postgraduate school. Yeah, there's also their own. There's a requirement. Their own scholarship journey have its own special journey, which is not the same thing for somebody who wants to move from BSc to postgraduate school, maybe BSc to MSc or BSc to HND sorry, BSc to PhD directly, or maybe MSc looking for scholarship from MSc to PhD. Okay, so there's also that category of people. You understand? So we divided by the time you get into the community, you will just find where you fit in and just join. Subsequently, there will be more information and clarity and the likes. Which I will still bring. This won't only be about me, it will also be about other scholars that will be coming at different points in the community. A lot of stuffs are in place, which I will not be able to unveil now. But just join the community. That is the place where we would have more conversations. Resources, tools, and everything will be put in place to help as many as possible. My utmost desire, I should be sincere with you, is just to see many of my friends, kinsmen, many people rather who are attached to me are also not maybe attached to people who are attached to me. Like a whole lot of people access tons of these scholarship opportunities that are available to us as Africans, that are available to us as Nigerians, and just make their dreams come true. Yeah, and make their dream come true. So that is my own utmost desire. And more people get to know about these opportunities, apply to these opportunities, get these opportunities, okay, and have the capacity of making their childhood dreams and their lives come true. Okay, so and that's all for me. So let me drop the. I would basically just drop the link now. I'll drop the link of the community now. And I'll also okay, and it is also pinned now. So when you join, just join the community right now and tell me, come back to this call. It's on Telegram. It's a community we created on Telegram. Okay. And I've even posted there's currently a scholarship, ongoing scholarship there currently, Erasmus scholarship, which we already have on the platform. Yeah. So we have that there already. And Erasmus is going on currently. I think one thing I would do is that maybe checking through my schedule would maybe make another call. It can just be an in-house. It may not be. It may be live this way or another call because Erasmus is on now. And one thing about Erasmus scholarship is that I think I have to do a comprehensive video on Erasmus scholarship. It's also a very big scholarship here in Europe. It's a scholarship that takes you through 3 to 4 countries. Yeah, you move from one country to the other, from one country to another country, to another country to another country, and you study in different universities in those countries. At the end of the day, all the universities come together and give you a certificate. Okay, so a very big scholarship. Imagine you coming to Europe and you're schooling like 4 different universities in Europe. Maybe you start your journey from Germany, then go to Spain, then maybe do another semester in France, and maybe another semester in Portugal. Just imagine such level experience, exposure, people you will meet, different university community that you belong to. These things are huge. And these are some of those experiences I want many of you to have. Okay, so maybe I would, because that one is on and the scholarship has started since around started this month, October, and it will be around maybe till January or so. Different call, and some of them are expired, some are opening up, so that some of us who already have the whole of our credentials now, document to apply for scholarship, could try these scholarships out at this point that they are opening. Okay, and maybe we'll talk more about that because that's an ongoing scholarship currently. PCDF has closed. PCDF will open again next year. people for this year have been shortlisted. They'll be surprisingly many of you can land here in whatever, in Europe, maybe around April next year, or maybe if you are coming for winter's semester, maybe around October next year. Some people will be surprised to be here in April and September, April and maybe around April and October next year. Okay, it's possible. Yeah, it's not something that is not possible. It's absolutely possible when you win these scholarships. Okay, so and that's all I have to share, and that's the dream and desire I also have for every one of us. So at this point, I don't know if you have joined the community. Just let me know and just say join. There are different rooms. Just join the rooms that you are most fitted, like judging by your degree. Just join the rooms that fit you well. Okay, so do you have any other questions at this point? Anything you want me to clarify? Anything? So in the next couple of minutes, let me provide clarifications to anything that would need to provide clarification to. Anything? Is there anything you want me to clarify? Anything you want to know? Are we good? Let me know. Are we good? Okay. Is there any other question? Okay. So if there are no further questions, okay, I want to sincerely, first and foremost, once again, appreciate everyone for coming to this